So, this is what we're making. The picture didn't really come out, but we're making shortbread recipe. We're doing orange shortbread. So the first thing we need to do is place the butter and sugar together until they're smooth. So we're doing 150 butter, 70 sugar in there. Let's get some scales out. I've got some baking butter, so let's take that out. I actually just used some mixing on there. So, you can double it if you want extra shortbread. So I want 150 butter. Doesn't say preheat in the oven just yet. I always half recipe because BBC Good Foods gives you quite a lot. So doing half is still quite a lot. Half is still quite a big portion. Bear that in mind. You also need 70 grams of sugar. So you can either reset your scale or you can do 210, 20. So you're now gonna beat this together until it's nice and smooth. We're going to get a wooden spoon. And we're going to beat this until it's smooth. We don't have to cream it, but we have to make it nice and smooth. So this will probably take, it does say put it in a food processor if you want. There's literally no point in dirtying a food processor for this. Do it on the side like this. I thought I needed an egg for this, but turns out I don't. Oh. So we did orange drizzle cake, now we're doing orange. It's plain flour we need for this, I do believe, and it's 150. And I should sieve it. But I think this is dirty. Nope. So now it says tip the flour and a pinch of salt. So we'll do a pinch of salt after. So it has gone like a whitey colour. So it has gone a white colour. So it's 150 flour. Which I might do 200 because I don't want it wet. Oh yeah, it's plain flour. Don't matter if you open a brand new bag because this lasts until May 2021. So that's 100, so I need basically the same again, just slightly less. So it still makes quite a lot, even half in it. So I wouldn't recommend doubling it at all, to be honest. And then you're gonna, well, you can fold in the flour, but at the same time, you can just mix it. You can put your butter away, which I have done. But keep your sugar out, you need it. Sprinkle them when they're hot. After they're cooked, you sprinkle sugar on top when they're nice and hot. You could even put your hands in and get your hands in. So basically what you want to do is get your hand in, hopefully it's quite cold, your hand. And you get your hand in and you're going to squeeze it through your hand like so. You're going to squeeze it through your hand like so. So you get a bit in your hand and you just squeeze. I did some Christmas shortbread, but it's not Christmas, so you put it in, you squeeze it through your hand. It should all bind together quite nicely. I always add slightly more flour, otherwise it's too wet. So I'm going to get all the residue off my hands. The next thing you need is your flavouring and what you're gonna, how you're gonna flavour your shortbread. Now I'm flavouring mine with orange, so I need, and we're gonna use, you've got this big grater side, but you've also got this little side. So the recipe itself is actually a plain recipe. I decided to add, no point having plain. No point having plain. But when you do zest your orange, you don't want to go much further than that through your orange. You don't want to get to the, if you see your white, stop, you've gone too far. Depends how orangey you want your shortbread. I wouldn't really add any juice, just because the juice will make it too wet. But I am going to add a tiny bit of juice. I'm going to put tiny bit of juice in, probably half, because we don't want it really wet. So I need to find a juicer. You literally only want a tiny bit for flavouring, because if you have too much, it'll become wet. As you can tell, mine's gone quite wet. If it turns out it's too wet, add some more flour. So we're going to mix this in. Now then, if you can skip this next stage, which I am going to do, but also you can do it depending on how much time you've got, is put it in the fridge. Put it in the fridge to harden for a bit. But it is pliable like this, just be soft, so you have to be very careful if you if you do it like that. So you put it through, you're going to put it through your fingers, like so. So we're now going to sprinkle some flour over the surface. Now it's like determining how we're going to roll them, what shape we want. Before any of that happens, you're going to get the residue off your hands. You're going to preheat the oven, get a tray prepped, all that sort of stuff. You're going to get So we need some greaseproof paper. You also need a rolling pin and a cutter. I'm doing star shortbread. Shortbread are usually square, but I don't have a square cutter. So I have all sorts of different cutters, but I don't have a square one. So we've got this like fancy circle one. We've got a heart-shaped one. We've got a star one, but I don't have a square one. Shortbread's normally square, but I don't have a square cutter. So get rid of the grater and scales to make ourselves some more room. We're going to get this tray, and you're going to fit your paper to the tray. And get a rolling pin, which I forgot. Not that big of a mixture, so I have loads of other cutters as well. I'm going to get a smallish rolling pin. And you're going to roll it to... Actually, need to preheat the oven. So you want it to heat 160 degrees. Or gas mat 4. And now we're going to roll it out. You can simply have it any shape you want. What I'm saying, like that, is if you haven't hardened it in the fridge first, it will be really soft. So you are going to need a palette knife, I think, if you can. Palette knife, because it is extremely soft, and you do need to turn it during the rolling process. You should have. Now I haven't actually tried it to see if there's too much orange in it or not. So maybe that's. But then I don't know. You want to make like a thin. You want to make like a thin-ish rectangle-y shape. So I'm going to start with a big star shape, and you can dip your cutters in flour so they don't stick. So I'm going to do 2 stars. If it is soft, you may need to use your palette knife to get it off. Now we're going to do don't want it too thick, but you also don't want it too thin either. So I'm going to do some, there's a circle, a rigid circle. I'm going to do 3 of these. If you have a, or you could cut it out square if you really want the middle bit stuck to the table, which palette knife. You're going to have to use palette knife for the middle bit. if you don't have a square cutter, you could, let me show you what you could do. If you don't have a square cutter, which I don't, you could do this. Actually, we need another heart. You could roll it out like so. Let me quickly roll it out. And with a sharpish knife, like one of these, you could actually cut out your own. You can actually do your own. You could actually do your own shortbread shape. Make your own squares. So you get it into like a square shape like this, then you do your lines. So you get your lines like this, and I'm going to go maybe half because they're too long, and then you go down about 4 times. With your palette knife, you're going to scoop under. That's actually a thick square. This one's more. This one's here is shortbread like. You can cut out your own square, or you can just use cutters like I did. So it's up to you whether you want to make the actual square shapes. Oh, I need to know the triangles. There's hearts, I'll do it in that. So I've got 2 big stars, 3 hearts, 3 of these circle shapes, and some of my squares that I cut out. Actually, I'm not going to use my squares that I cut out. But actually, yeah, I will. So I'll use these 2 squares that I cut out, because then you've made, if you have a square cutter, that would be ideal. If you don't have a square cutter, then obviously cut your own out, or just use a different cutter shape, because it all tastes the same. And then with any excess, you can do some more on a different tray, because obviously my tray is full, so I'm going to make some else with the rest of this. And these bake in the oven for 20 minutes. Leave to. And now you're going to sprinkle some sugar. You're going to get your spoon. You're going to a light sprinkle of sugar over all the remaining, all the biscuits. And then that goes in for 20 minutes. And then you can do some icing over the top, or you can just eat them plain. So we'll catch up with you in 20 minutes, and I'll make some with the rest of my dough as well. 20 minutes, 160 degrees, I'll gas them out for. So I kept the sugar out, but it turns out we don't need it. So I've probably got around 10 minutes left. In that time, so we did Chelsea bun video. So not the last video, because that was Jack Will's haul. The time before that, Chelsea, the last cooking video I did Chelsea buns. We made icing. We did icing. We did some icing to go over the Chelsea buns. Today we're going to do orange icing to go on top of the shortbread. So instead of water, we're going to use orange juice. But I've put this juicer in the tucker, so we're going to have to hopefully find one with no pips in. Instead of water, we're going to use juice. So I'm going to put a tiny bit of, going to sprinkle a bit of icing. It's basically the same icing we did for Chelsea buns. Instead of water, we're using orange juice. So we're going to squeeze. We're basically making orange icing. You might need a whole one because my oranges are pretty small. But you also don't want it too liquidy. So let me get a spoon. We're going to give this a mix. You want it runny, but you don't want it like too runny. this is just off the top of my head. The recipe is a very basic one, and I purposely did a basic one. Purposely went basic. Purposely went basic so I could make it my own. So now we're gonna pipe it. So last time what we did was we got the spoon on the Chelsea buns and we drizzled it across the top like so. Today I was thinking of piping it, but I don't have any piping nozzles. I don't know whether this is going to work. It might be too runny, but we're going to see. I'm going to put half in and see if this works. If not, we're just going to have to drizzle it on with a spoon. You do need to cool a bit or the icing would melt into the cookie, into the shortbread. Ideally, if you have a piping bag and a nozzle, that would be more perfect, but I think it'll still work. And I've also got a bit left so you can drizzle over the top as well. Why I say these might be done? Just because I don't want them, I'd rather have them underdone than overdone. Then you can see them. So they did not take 20 minutes, they took about 10 to 15. But I say they're done. So now we're gonna pop them in the fridge. Gonna pop them in the fridge for about 5 minutes. So mine only took 15 minutes and the recipe said 20-25. So you may not need them in as long as it says. So they're going to go in the fridge for around about 5 minutes. And then I'll come back and we can ice them. Been in the fridge for about 3 or 4 minutes. Just to take the edge of the heatness off. Because they're too hot, the icing will just melt into the biscuit. So what I suggest is that you ice them on this tray, because that baking parchment is going to go in the bin, and then you can present them nicely onto a plate. Because if you don't, then you'll mess up your plate and have to start cleaning your plate. You'll have to start cleaning your plate. But this will go in the bin. So I've got a plate. Now we're gonna, I need some scissors, chop the end off my piping bag. If you have a nozzle, add the nozzle. If you don't have a piping bag or nozzle, then just drizzle it with some right, we need to be quick because it's rippling everywhere. Just gonna go down and up and down and up. Just, you can do whatever patterns you want, but I'm just going to go with straight lines. Or you can do the lines going across. And because I've run out of icing in my bag, the last few I'm just going to do with a spoon. but they don't look as good. But and my hands are so sticky after that have run out. And now we've got to put them on a plate and try one and see how they are. So obviously, if you have a piping bag, so this one with a spoon didn't really turn out all great. But if you pick this one that we did use a piping bag for, it looks a lot neater. So we're going to present them onto a plate. Put the best ones, you put your best ones on your plate. And I've got one plain one, just in case. It's always nice to have a plain one. And we're going to have a love heart. And I'm going to eat one of these ones that haven't put on. So, your icing will just melt into the plate if you haven't cooled it down. Look at that, look at that crack. I just cracked it and look at that crack. And then you look at the middle bit here. And you're going to try it. That is seriously good. It may crack into another one. I might give it like a 7 out of 10. It's actually a quality biscuit. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe and all that good stuff. And I'll see you very, very soon.